Hey, what's up, guys? It's Taylor and Matt with the MLB Corner page coming back at you for day number three. Man, last night was crazy. I know yesterday we were talking about the Mookie Betts trade, and what do you know? I didn't even make it through the day. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to cover the NL Central and just give you a little update on where we think the division's going to play out. So, Matt, what did you think about that trade last night?
Well, guys, Dodger fans, this is it, man. I mean, the last 3 years, been to two of the last three World Series. They needed another piece, and they did it. So no excuses. You got the All Star game in LA this year. All the pressure's on you guys. But Mookie was a good. That was good. And David Price, maybe not what he used to be, but I still feel like he's a good five starter. Definitely a 15-game winner. It's a good trade for the Dodgers. The only thing, though, is, guys, it's this year because after that, Mookie's going to be pretty much, you're going to have to sign him. You're going to have to give him some money. David Price is still going to have it. You're going to be in capped hell like if this doesn't work out. So the pressure's on. It's win or bust.
I think the interesting part of this trade is really, I mean, they had to fill a spot with Ryu gone.
Yep.
They had to do something with their rotation and add at least a little bit back to it to get it back to where it was. And I don't think it's quite where it was before Ryu left for Toronto, but I think Price is a huge addition. I mean, obviously, Mookie's one of the best players in the league.
Top 10 for sure.
You can't argue his talent at all. I mean, he is just an outstanding player. And I think he's more of a West Coast style player anyway. So I think this is going to work out for him, definitely work out for the Dodgers. And honestly, I think it kind of works out for the Red Sox too.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they've got some players they need to pay this year and next year. A lot of good pieces in that trade. So I mean, I think it works out for both sides. But like you said, ultimately the Dodgers are the big winner of it because now they're in a position to go win this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Which hurts me to say.
Yeah, yeah. But the pressure's on guys. Like, I know the hard feelings from the Astros and the Red Sox. I do kind of feel bad for them, if I'm being honest. But they, this is it. I mean, go for it. I know we talked yesterday about the NL East. We're going to go to the NL Central. In my opinion, I think this is the one division that's really up for grabs. Like, we could be totally right or totally off, or but this division's not really very good, if we're being honest. But
Definitely an interesting division. Not a whole lot of movement this offseason.
just from the Reds,
Yeah,
made
that's
the
just
Reds
what it
made
is.
some moves, and the Brewers let some guys walk away. And other than that, yeah, you're totally right. So, you had the Pirates last year at 69 and 93. I think they may have actually gotten worse, believe it or not.
I would completely agree. Just nothing. I mean, they've said time and time again they'd like to get their rotation going. They haven't done anything to do that.
Yeah, and Italian, their pitcher, I think, is on another Tommy John surgery.
Yeah. And when you look at the roster, letting Marte go to Arizona, I mean, it's just it's not looking good for those guys. I definitely would agree they've gotten a little worse.
Vasquez, their all-star closer, he's in jail, so his career's probably not good. We're gonna say they would finish 69 to 9. I'll give them 65.
I was just gonna say the same exact thing. I just don't see them getting any better. And they've even talked about moving Adam Frazier, who's their second baseman, who's played pretty well. I mean, over the last 4 years, he's since his rookie season, he's went up in batting average every year. So I mean, he's getting better.
Yeah.
But they're looking to revamp the roster, and he's one they've vocalized they're willing to part ways with. So I wouldn't be surprised if that trade's not coming here soon.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, guys, I mean, ragging on the Pirates, they have probably one of the best stadiums. I love their stadium.
Right.
Just get a team in there.
Well, I think after the years, the past couple of years when they were fighting it out for the NL Central, and they made their run. I think since then it's just been downhill from there.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go to number 4. I'm gonna go with the Brewers. Randall was a big loss. Like, I don't think people realize when you lose a catcher like that how it affects the rotation. This is a guy that knows every single hitter's tendencies, where they like to swing, where I mean, you lose a catcher of that caliber. Then they lost Moustakas on top of it. I know they're prepping for signing Yelich to a big deal, very deserving of the big deal, but they just didn't really replace that production.
I just don't think there's enough around him. I mean, it's almost like the exact same thing we saw down in Miami before he left. Just not a lot of pieces, a lot of people leaving, and not enough people coming in to build around him. So I think you're going to see a similar type situation that they had in Miami, where they wanted to win games. He wanted to win games. You have an MVP caliber guy, and they just can't get the job done. So
no disrespect to Yelich, though. Yelich is a beast. Top 5 of my favorite players. But I'm going to say they finished 89 and 73 last year. Also, I think it's a year where they're gonna get Yelich signed, get their minor league better, and then probably next year really start to move a little more once the Cardinals get older, things like that. It's just a rebuilding year. I'm gonna give them 79 wins.
79?
Yeah.
I was actually going to say 80, but I will go with 79. One game, we won't argue over that. So.
Okay, I got you. So, I think we're going to put the Cubs. They're marching the same roster out they had from last year's, minus Castellanos. They really didn't do anything. Like, I thought that Chris Bryant would be gone by now. They're marching the same team out there. So, I think they may even be worse.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think they'll be lucky to win 80 games. I mean, I think they'll be a little bit better than the Brewers, but 80 games is about their threshold for this year. And we both talked about Bryant. I don't see him making it through the summer. I think he's way too good of a talent, and they realize that they're about to be in free agency hell. That's what happened with Castellanos. No money to re-sign him, and he's gone. So I really don't think you're going to see Chris Bryant make it through the year. Cubs fans, I'm sorry. It's just reality. They don't have the money to pay him along with those other pieces. So
you got Schwarber, Baez, Rizzo, Contreras. These guys are all going to be free agents next year.
Not to cut you off, but one thing that I see being a problem is that Hayward deal.
Yeah.
Just too much money out and not enough production in.
The Hayward deal, and this is a big prove-it year for Darvish too. So they can definitely pay him. So they had 84 wins last year. Basically marching the same team out minus Castellanos. I'll give them 80 wins. Yeah, that's fair. But with that being said, a Chris Bryant trade is probably in the looms. So,
and I know, kind of just getting back to Arenado. I know we talked about Arenado and KB the other day. A lot of people are talking about that as a possible trade option. They don't have the money.
Yeah, that's true.
So I love the fact that people think that this could happen. And, it'd be a great star-for-star type of trade, but there's no money. There's no cap room. They're not going to be able to pay him. He would have to walk after 2 years so they could get their roster back in line, and I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, with that being said, number 2, I think the most improved team in the National League is the Reds. The Moustakas signing was great. Castellanos stays in the same division. He goes to a smaller ballpark. That's a good signing for them. I definitely think they got better.
I think his production is just going to go up, even off last year. Like you said, smaller ballpark.
Yeah, and then the Reds, I love their rotation too. I'm a Bauer fan myself, but Castillo and Gray are both pretty solid pitchers. Their bullpen's pretty solid. I like Iglesias. I like Lorenzen. And then I really like what they're doing as far as like having outfielders that are also relievers. Like I think that's going to be pretty. That's going to start happening more if this succeeds for them.
Yeah, they've got a couple of young studs who I think they're going to call up at some point this year who could make a huge impact very quickly. Kind of going back to the Castellanos situation, I think that was huge for them. Moustakas was huge. So this team did nothing but just improve and improve, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do. I think we both have agreed, they could definitely make a wild card run. We're not writing them completely out of the number one spot, but I just don't think they're quite there to knock off the Cardinals, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be Reds and Nationals battling for that wild card spot.
I agree.
So, where did they finish at 75 wins? I'm going to give them 88. I think 88 wins is pretty substantial. They've improved, man. I think they're the most improved team in the National League, like we said. They just got to hold it together. So 88 wins.
Actually, they're getting better. Oops.
And then, of course, we got the Cardinals. Go ahead, Taylor.
Well, the thing about the Cardinals, they haven't done much this offseason. And after showing us what they're really made of in the postseason, I mean, they're just a postseason baseball team. They're built for it. They've got a lot of leadership. I mean, you're not going to find a better, well-rounded catcher than Yavi. I mean, he's just an absolute stud of a leader. He's really helped those young pitchers come in. They did lose, like Michael Wacha, for instance.
I think that's bigger than people realize, by the way.
And that's what I was going to say. I think that's a lot. It's going to be more impactful than people realize. The problem I see with it is now they just have to find that next guy. And the Cardinals have been really good at that in the past. So I'm excited to see who's going to step up in that rotation and really take that place. I mean, they're always good at making some trades for prospects. So I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't happen here soon.
And then I think, though, losing Wacha, and they didn't really replace Ozuna's production either. So they were pretty stagnant in the offseason. But
when you have Goldschmidt on your roster, I mean, I think that gives him a bigger chance to step up. And the real thing about Ozuna, I mean, he's not gonna change your lineup completely. But what he does have is that next level bat that some teams just need that extra power, and I think that's what the Cardinals are gonna have to do is find someone to replace him. Obviously, a big impact.
Yeah. So 91 wins. I'm gonna give them a 91 wins again. I don't think they got better, but I don't think they got worse because they're still a veteran team. I think they more than likely win the division. But, I would not let the Reds start off hot though, and then try to play catch up because I think the Cardinals are a front runner. They're not a team that's going to come back.
I definitely agree. The one thing I will say about the Cardinals is, like I kind of kicked off with, they're a postseason team.
Yeah.
So regardless if they do win this division or end up in the wild card spot, you can never sleep on them in the postseason.
Okay.
They're very well coached. Mike Schultz, great manager. So I think the way he coaches will put them in a position to continue to win ball games, and that's why 91. Definitely agree with that.
So that's our prediction. Like we said before, this division's totally up for grabs. Any one of these teams could go off. And really, as we were going through it, I started to realize that this might be my division with the favorite stadiums. I love the Pirates Stadium, love the Brewer Stadium, Wrigley Field, classic.
Right.
The Red Stadium, the Great American Ballpark, is a beautiful field. And the Cardinals, Busch, I mean, that new stadium's pretty nice. But you know what today is?
It's Hank Aaron's birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday to a legend.
Crazy to think that tomorrow's Babe Ruth's birthday. Yes.
Yeah, that's wild.
So we're going to do a giveaway on the Instagram page. Here's all you have to do. It's a 1966 oil painting of Hank Aaron. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe, and like the Instagram post. Okay? We're going to post that for 1 week from today. I think that sounds fair. So, Taylor, you got anything to wrap up with?
No, like I said, happy birthday to a legend. Obviously, with both of us being pretty substantial Braves fans, having a guy like Hank he's really important to us, not just because what he did, for the league, but also for the Braves organization. So he's someone that he held himself very high to integrity, and that's what we're looking for in baseball these days. With everything going on, you look for guys like that in your organization, and I think he's just been kind of a pillar for young guys to kind of look up to. So,
Nice.
happy birthday, Hank.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. We're out. Take it easy.
See you tomorrow.